Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There's a popular chart analyst out there who says that XRP is going to make us rich and that sooner than later, actually, it will be breaching the $1 mark, which will be an interesting psychological level, no doubt, and that it will ultimately go far beyond that to the all-time high and beyond. But I will tell you that out of the analysts that I follow, I have found that there's some, let's say, mixed opinion about what's going to happen in the short term. Could be a massive correction, might not be, but I'm seeing a bit of divisiveness on that front. Even so, even if there's a pullback, whether there is or isn't, it's the position of just about all of the analysts that I follow, other than the Bitcoin maxi ones, that XRP, even if there's a pullback along with the whole market and Bitcoin, the whole macro structure is still in place. So even if there is a pullback, you're still going to see fireworks from XRP at some point. So good to know that they think that, at least. But I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say. All right, I'm just an enthusiast in the space. There is nothing special about me other than my awesome name, which is Moon Lambo. Now, I'm kidding. I know that's stupid. In fact, I pride myself on having the stupidest name in the entire XRP community. And why? Because I have a sense of humor, damn it. But anyway, so as I record this, XRP is at 54.6 cents. Bitcoin's at $52,160. And you got the market cap for the asset class, $1,587 billion. Man, that sounds insane. Just consider like a couple of years or so ago. I don't remember exactly when the low point. Well, no, I guess it would have been December 2018. Maybe I do remember. So a little over 2 years ago, the market cap for the asset class was like 170 billion or something like that. And so, and actually, let me say this too before I forget, because I'm about to share some really positive news from a chart analyst here. But let me just say that even if the analysts that say there's going to be a massive pullback are right, and we see that in the short term, even if that's the case, just like come to the Moon Lambo channel. I'll be your therapist, because like I've been through so much with the price action of XRP. I bought it first for about 21 cents, November 2017, rode it all the way up to almost $4, then rode it back down to the point where it was about 50, probably about 50, 55 cents. I started purchasing again. I was like, I don't know where the bottom is, but it's time to start dollar cost averaging in. And then I kept doing that as it dropped further, the 40 cents, then 30 cents, and then 20 cents again. I'm like, oh, this is where I bought it the first time. Sweet. And I just kept purchasing. The lowest I ever purchased it was for 15 cents during the crash of March of 2020. Then I rode that up ultimately later in the year to almost 80 cents. And then all the way back down after the scary SEC news down to 17 cents, and then back up to where we are now at 54 cents. And I'm telling you, like, if you can't stomach that type of volatility, you're going to have trouble. And so while I'll never give you buying or selling advice, I won't tell you to buy, sell, or hold, I can maybe help you to maybe remove some of the emotion that's associated with being in such a volatile asset class. Because really, you just need to make your own decision, and it needs to be based on logic and data and what you're willing to risk, because there's no guarantee that this all goes the way we think and hope it will. But it's certainly true that XRP has, and I think will be again in the future, life-changing money for so many people. But take a look. Bitcoin, so it hit another all-time high. Yeah, there you go. $52,601. So it hit another all-time high today. You've got XRP, again, like I said, 54.7 cents now. Its 24-hour high was 55.4 cents. And it was chart analyst DIY Investing who he put out a video today. And I watched this thing, and he just wrote, XRP is making us rich. And it was interesting. So he's one of the people that actually does believe that in the short term, more likely than not, we're going to see some serious upside action. In fact, just the other day, he was thinking it was going to look more bearish, but he said based on what he's seen on the charts since then, you actually see Bitcoin breaking to the upside. And so he thinks that there are chances it could go much higher. Who knows? Maybe we'll see like in the short term more along the lines of like $65,000. And then there was this piece also from you today. Actually, I meant to say one more thing on this. So this is the analyst that I was citing at the front of the video, who thinks that in the short term, so I mean, it could even be weeks, who knows, maybe it'll be a little bit longer, but if he's right, we'll be seeing XRP above $1 much sooner than later, and he still firmly believes that we will be seeing all-time highs despite all the craziness and uncertainty in the markets, even if there's a pullback. But he really is very confident at this point in time that that we're not going to be seeing a pullback. Then there is this from legendary trader Peter Brandt. Here's the headline anyway. Yes, Bitcoin is actually going parabolic according to Peter Brandt. And so this individual has hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter. He's got a storied career as a trader, going back several decades. He does not like Ripple, does not like XRP, so I don't take his opinions and price analysis on that seriously. But for Bitcoin, I do. But it's just one of those things where it's like you're right about everything except for that which you happen to hate, and then you're just wrong. It's just like... It's like I said in a video the other day. It's just bias seeping into analysis, and it's unfortunate. But he did call the top of Bitcoin during the last market cycle at almost $20,000. He also called the bottom, whatever the bottom was, 3,000 and whatever it was. He called that as well. And so I'm happy to listen to him when he's talking about the price action of Bitcoin. And so the piece begins. Veteran trader Peter Brandt has noted that Bitcoin is in the middle of yet another parabolic advance in a recent tweet. As displayed on his chart, it started in late 2018 when the largest cryptocurrency was bottoming at roughly $3,100. Okay, so that's the figure. Bitcoin is up 1,331% since that level. Brandt, who has amassed almost 45 years of trading experience, says that seeing 3 parabolic advances on a logarithmic chart in the span of 10 years is truly historic. Speaking in purely mathematical terms, parabolic advances are characterized by the increasing angle of ascent. Such formations are highly sought after among traders due to immense returns. With that being said, Brandt also cautioned against jumping on the train when a parabolic advance already becomes obvious in his January tweet. So for everybody that's new in crypto, even if you're not, just like get this ingrained in your mind. You know, it's this idea that I cite on this channel. Really, it's the same concept of not chasing something that's pumped. Don't chase the shiny, ooh, green candle. No, stay away. That if you see a green candle, that means that it is no longer an opportunity. Don't like FOMOing in. Like it's like the worst thing that people get wrecked doing that. I refuse to ever do that. But here's a quote from Peter Brandt. Once a parabolic advance is obvious, it is way too late to be a buyer. The train has left the station. If you do not already own a market by the time I point out a parabolic trend, then don't buy based on my chart. Now that indeed is sage wisdom. Here's another popular chart analyst, Nebraska Gooner, and we're going to get to some potential negative stuff in just a moment here, but Nebraska Gooner with 70,100 followers wrote the following. Ask yourself this question. Are you shorting Bitcoin's highest ever daily close? And he's got a little laughy face right here. How about the blockchain backer? Now, I feel bad for this. This is my fellow XRP YouTuber. I'm sure many of you that subscribe to my channel also subscribe to his. And he's going through a rough time with weather conditions, let's say. And so check this out. He wrote, I'm going to be kind of tweet storming since I have cell reception and electricity. Electricity could go out again. Still, no internet in the home, but my cell is working. I haven't seen prices in 48 hours. That was wild. And so I don't know where he lives, but a storm has hit and he lost internet, electricity, and water. He announced on Twitter the other day. So I was like, yikes. So wishing the best for him, certainly. But he actually did put out a couple tweets that I wanted to share with you. Check out this tweet. I was recording a video 2 days ago issuing the statement that we are now playing with fire in regards to Bitcoin. Obviously, with power loss, it never made it to my channel. In my opinion, it still is playing with fire. A 50% correction is looming now that we have approached $52,000. And so look, this is what I was saying a few minutes back. Let me be your therapist. I might be able to help keep you guys chill because I know there is going to be a major pullback. I don't know when. I don't pretend to. I don't make price predictions. But I've been through so many of them, and it just does not emotionally faze me. It just doesn't. So if you're having a hard time, just know I post content daily with rare exception to that. So if something bad is happening, I'm not going to be here only during the good times. Let me assure you, there's going to be a major pullback. Some of you are going to get spooked, and I understand. Let Unky Moon Lambo maybe soothe your soul a bit here. Because I'm telling you, nothing in terms of price action is ever going to faze me to the downside. And a part of that is that I only invest what I'm willing to lose anyway. So like that's kind of a good thing to do. I'm not over leveraged here. This is not my only plan, from a financial perspective here. But I also understand historically how markets have behaved. I understand how human nature is the greatest factor in determining where markets are going. Just the FOMOing in and then the panic selling and all this stupid nonsense. And so for me, I just decided a long time ago, I'm not going to participate with what the other silly humans are doing. Those people are useful idiots because they provide the volatility that's necessary to get tremendous pumps, but I don't want to behave like them. I don't want to be a lemming off the cliff. And so look, we're going to have a major pullback at some point, even if DIY investing's right and it doesn't happen now. Even he'd tell you it's going to happen at some point. And don't forget that from 2015 to the end of 2017, which is when Bitcoin hit its all-time high then of $20,000 roughly, that along that way over 2 years, there were 9 major pullbacks that averaged out to 38%. And so those that held ended up doing quite well. Those that panic sold ended up not doing so well. Nothing is different here. I mean, if you're selling, ask yourself why you're selling. Is it all going to zero all of a sudden? Or did you think that when you bought something that you actually bought the bottom? Do you really believe that it's never going to go lower ever again? Like, you got to be, if you have that mind, like, think about that. Put it in that frame of mind. When you buy something, do you really believe that that was the bottom? Because if you don't believe it's the bottom, why are you freaking out when it goes down? Like, you should expect it, if anything, to go down at some point. And it could be dramatically because crypto's volatile. But even then, the people that hold are the ones that have made money over the last 12 years of the existence of this asset class. And so even if blockchain backer, his warning here ends up coming to pass, okay. Fine. So that would make XRP tank. It would make the rest of the market tank. And I say, so what? I'm just going to be kicking it, man. I'm not. I have hands of steel. All right. I am emotionally bulletproof when it comes to this type of volatility. Here's another tweet from Blockchain Backer. If you notice the total market cap of all of crypto, including Bitcoin, a 50% correction would also correlate with a backtest of the previous all-time high, which is interesting. So maybe it will happen now or very soon. Now here's another chart analyst, High Altitude Investing, he's the most firm on this idea of absolutely we are going to see a massive pullback. Not just for Bitcoin, but the entire crypto asset class. And he's talking massive. And he wrote this: if you're buying cryptocurrency right now, I have zero sympathy for you when it crashes. And so he's the most emphatic about it. And look, I don't pretend to know for sure which way this is going to go. I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing from a bunch of the analysts that I follow. And one of the things that he said, because he put out a video today too, is just this idea that you see in a rising price you have today, with almost no volume, like relative to where it's been of late. There's just not much volume at all. And so typically when that's the case, that can be and he went into greater details. If you want the specifics, just go check out what he was talking about there. But his firm belief is, Bitcoin is bearish. He talked about Dogecoin, it's bearish. He talked about XRP, he said XRP is bearish. Now, this is in the short term. He does believe that this pullback is going to happen, including XRP, could be rather substantial. So maybe you'll see XRP like 35 to 40 cent range. But he firmly believes that it is going to take off. He does believe in XRP going past $1 and ultimately hitting a new all-time high. So it's more a disagreement in the short term. So I'm just trying to prepare you ahead of time here, just emotionally. Even if the worst happens, they still all agree that the macro trend is in place. So if you just ignore it and don't freak out, maybe it'll be fine. I'm not telling you buy, sell, or sell or hold, but I can tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold. I don't think that this is all magically going to go to zero. It's not scary to me in the least. I just know that humans get scared from this. But does that make me not human? I don't know. No, it just means that I'm controlling my emotions. Like I don't feel anything. I think I don't feel anything anymore. My soul is dead. No, it's just I've been in this now over 3 years, and at first the volatility was a bit scary, especially as I was getting a feel for the market and historically what's happened as I was learning. But once I got all the data, it just got to a point where I was like, yeah, none of this phases me anymore. It's like anytime there would be a price drop, I'd be like, well, Matt, do you think it's going to zero, or might cryptocurrency become a gigantic asset class? And I know what I believe, much bigger. And I believe in the long-term viability of XRP because it's functionally useful. So I was just like, yeah, it's just humans being humans, speculating, causing volatility, and scaring each other effectively. And I was just like, I don't want nothing to do with that. So I'm just going to hold. That's just the way I look at it. And so, yeah, he did say here in this tweet, Bitcoin and Dogecoin will crash the whole market, including alts. Now, there's this piece written by Rakesh Ubade. He's a chart analyst for Cointelegraph, and he did cite, again, this level that multiple chart analysts are talking about, 78 cents. He's like, that's the one to watch for. And in a previous article, I remember he said, look, 78 cents. We hit that. He didn't say it in this piece, but you know, you're looking at $1, and there are so many analysts that say that though. Like there was one video, I don't know if it was like 4 or 5 analysts that all had more or less the same opinion, slight variances, but basically watch for about 80 cents. If we hit that, expect XRP to burst up to over $1. And that's an interesting psychological level. So, look, in my opinion, whether there's a pullback or whether we just fly straight into it in in the next week or 2 or 3 or whatever's happening, it's coming. And I'm going to outpatient everyone else. I will be more patient than you and anyone else that you know. Like, that's my promise. You're not going to beat me. And I am so firm on that. And I've said it, and I say it in a joking manner, but I actually believe it. Like, I mean it. I'm going to ride XRP. I will ride this bitch to zero. I will ride it to a fortune. Those are my 2 choices. That's it. Nothing in between. I'm not going to sell a little bit when it goes up to $1 or 2 or 3. No. I'm waiting for all-time high and above before I even consider selling a single XRP. And so think about that story I said towards the beginning part of the video about my volatile ride for over 3 years in XRP. And holy freaking hell, I've never sold a single XRP. And so that's why when you're talking about hands of steel, that is what I have. And then I see people that are new to the space, and I don't blame them, because especially when you're new and you're learning, you don't know what's going on. You see you put your real money in, you see your investment go down, and then you start to panic a bit. And so, and not to make fun of these people, like, I am sympathetic. I mean, I jokingly call them useful idiots, but I get it. I'm not actually being venomous. I'm just having a little fun here. But, you know, it's just funny to like juxtapose me. Like there's Moon Lambo, who has gone through the whole roller coaster ride that I cited over the last 3+ years. And then there's somebody that purchased XRP like 4 days ago, and it goes down a few cents, like, oh my God, the building's on fire. And then they just jump on out. I'm just like, I'm sympathetic, but it is kind of funny, like a little bit. It's not funny that people lose money. I'm not saying, don't take me out of context. It's funny because it's ridiculous. Like, that's one of the things, that's a defining characteristic of humor, is just that it's absurd. Things that are absurd are typically humorous. It doesn't mean that you take delight in people's misery, and I don't. But holy hell, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, I'm just saying, all that to say, I'll sum it up here. If the market tanks, come on back to the Moon Lambo channel. I'll just relax you. You know, I'll give you a little shoulder massage in a creepy way. It's going to be a good time on the Moon Lambo channel. All right. Getting a little handsy. All right, I'll wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.